and Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 3. I am SITI NORSYUHANA. We'll present to you about the overall market performance, which is from FBMK LCI and FBMT 100. Okay, so based on the chart 1 of FBMK LCI, we can see clearly that the static movement, which is 1.4 above. The FBMK LCI had declined 9% year to date as of 18 July 2022, close of 1,429 points, lagging behind the local counterparts. Tenaga Nasional Berhad and Axiata Group Berhad, which are in manufacturing sector, both of which had dropped 14.52% and 31.96%, contribute to the loss. Due to COVID-19 issue, Malaysia market are still in recovery process because there are many business industry was affected. By looking the current position, it showed the selling signal because the price was breakdown in EMA line. When it breaks the sideways support, it will be resistant line. So it will have the selling signal. However, the RSI is oversold below 30, which is 27.9. If a stock is oversold, it is trading below its original value. It is trading at a much lower price than it should be. In other words, it is much more valuable than the price stated on the market. Alright, for FBMT 100, it fell below 10,000 for the first time since May 2020 as the global stock market fell amid growing concern about a recession in the US world economy. The index fell by 1.47% to a daily low. After that, reversed to the loss and ended the season, decreasing by 1.14%. However, one of our stock market are listed in 100 companies, which is QL Resources Berhad as a main market. QL Resource Berhad is an investment company in ranking 83. By looking at the moving average line, it is also confirmed a selling signal to occur when the price moves downward and position below the EMA line. Moreover, we expected that the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Top 100 will rise at price movement soon as it RSI indicator soon to break the 30 line, which indicates a buying signal.
Thank you, Hannah, for your explanation. Next is the overview of the manufacturing sector in Malaysia. The manufacturing sector is on a downward trend line for the term after achieving a high peak in the fourth quarter of 2021. There is a selling signal using the AA indicator since the price closes below the indicator. Meanwhile, we also apply the RSI and there is no sign of oversold. Next, cyclical stocks are the sector rotation for the manufacturing market. In general, the stocks are focused on specialized industry. Regardless of size, the economic downturn can have a severe impact on even the largest businesses. Businesses in industries have faced a high level of volatility. When the economy is underperforming, companies in these industries suffer the most. Halfway through 2022, the manufacturing sector in Malaysia had a minor acceleration in the improvement of general operating conditions. Production levels stabilized after 5 consecutive months of decreases and new orders increased for the third month in a row. However, later, Malaysia's manufacturing purchasing managers index PMI decreased to 50.4 in June from 50.1 in May, indicating a quite visible but still moderate performance in the industry. Malaysia's manufacturers reported a stable but unspectacular conclusion to the second quarter, highlighting how the economic recovery has lost some speed since the beginning of the quarter. Glancing at the historical relationship between latest data and PMI, the current numbers suggest that industrial output and GDP will expand somewhat in the second quarter of the year following a robust start to 2022. Now, let's move to the next presenter.
Based on the chart, we can see that there is a bullish flat pattern created. The bullish flat pattern can be formed when there is a continuation chart pattern that facilitates an extension of the uptrend. The price action consolidates within the two similar trend line in the opposite direction of the uptrend before breaking out and continuing the uptrend. In addition, the bullish flat pattern range can act as a resistance in above line and support in below line. For the indicator, exponential moving average EMA 200 are used to find the likelihood of the buying or selling signal. By using the EMA 200, we can see that the chart shown a selling signal as the closing price is moving below the moving average. Meanwhile, for the relative strength index or RSI indicator that we use has no sign of oversold yet. Consumer product and service industry can be categorized as a defensive stock. It is because the companies in this sector tend to have a steady demand even during period of economic weakness as they offer necessary product and services. A defensive stock is a stock that provides consistent dividend and stable earning regardless of the state of the overall stock market. Malaysia consumer product and services sector is an important sector as it consists of many household names that serve the everyday life of fellow Malaysian. In fact, the consumer product and service sector, represented by the Bursa Consumer Product and Service Index, is the second largest sector in the Bursa Malaysia main market with a total market capitalization of 265.2 billion, constituting 15.89% of main market capitalization. Consumer stocks were hammered in March 2020, but it has recovered most of the losses. The stock were not spared when the pandemic hit as the Bursa Consumer Product and Service Index fell more than 30%, which is 1,040.068 during the pandemic-induced sell-off in March 2020, before recovering towards the end of the year. However, the current index for the consumer product and services shows a gradual increase, which is 1,356.2 was recorded for the 2022.
Now it's my turn to present the technical analysis for manufacturing and also consumer sector. So, I'll be starting with Pentamaster Corporation Berhad. So, there will be 3 analyses that I'll be explaining for each of the companies, which are the long term, the mid-term, and also the short term. So, as you can see from the chart, Pentamaster Corporation Berhad's long-term analysis shows a bearish long-term trend line. So, therefore, it indicates that there is a declining market prices scenario that happened. So the closing price is also moving below the moving average. So therefore, it means that the EMA 200 indicator that we are using is indicating a sell signal and also a bearish signal. So other than that, the current price of Pentamaster is also near the resistance level after it touched below the support level. And as for the RSI, it still doesn't give any signal at the moment. Moving on to the midterm analysis. So based on the chart, it shows an uptrend line where it occurs due to the prices that make higher lows. So the price is currently at the small support level, which is 3.62 ringgit, where it means that the price level of an asset does not fall below for a period of time and is thought to be strong enough to prevent the price from declining further. And we also use the EMA 50 days for midterm analysis to identify the potential sell or the buy signals. So the bullish momentum for the short term was supported by the 50 EMA as the price moving above the moving average, which gives the buy signal. So as for now, the price still respects the short term bullish trend line as it still cannot close below the support level and the trend line. Lastly, the company short-term analysis shows that the current price is forming a bearish downtrend. Therefore, it indicates a bearish continuation pattern which forms a flag pattern starting the early of June until the current date, since the stock price was in a downtrend before the flag began to form. Other than that, it can also be seen in horizontal line whereby the price is stuck between the resistance 3.70 ringgit and support level 3.40 ringgit, and once the price breaks below support level, the broken support level can turn into resistance and it will lead the price to go further below. The chart also shows that for the EMA 20, the closing price is moving above the moving average, which indicates a buy signal. However, when the market consolidates, the moving average indicator is pretty unpredictable, resulting in a frustrating series of small wins and losses. So in the meantime, RSI still doesn't give any signal of overbought. So, as a recommendation for the existing and future investor in the medium term and for the long term, so we have concluded that there is a possibility that the company will approach a bearish continuation pattern and also the stock price will decrease in the future. So, investors should expect it to lose value, whereby they may sell it first because by using the famous goal in investment, which is the buy low and the sell high. So this is especially true if the price is currently sitting at a higher value than the investor bought it at the support level. So as for the potential investor, if the price successfully closes above the resistance level and also breaks the resistance line of the flag pattern, so we suggest that investor is set the next resistance level, or otherwise they will have to wait and to buy the stock price when it reaches the support level. The next is for the long-term investment. So when the price crosses the bearish flag pattern support line, it actually validates the pattern's activation and it will keep moving downward. Hence, it is best if the existing investors to hold their stock first if the bearish flag pattern failed, as it might be rising in the future. And as for the potential investor, we are also suggesting them to hold to buy at this moment. So the best approach at the moment is to just keep an eye out for any potential structure, pattern, breakouts that will happen in the future. Now, we will be going to the next company in the same sector, which is the PIE Industrial Berhad. So this is a bit interesting because from the chart, we can see that the long-term analysis for this company clearly shows a head and shoulders top pattern, whereby there is lower low form at the level of the neckline. So if the pattern is valid, it indicates a bearish reversal. So basically, it is the reversal patterns that form as the price hits a resistance level, where it forms the first shoulder in March, then it breaks through the first resistance level and hits the higher resistance level, and also it forms the head at the end of the November. So as for now, the price still have not reached the second shoulder on the right. So basically, it also shows that the price cannot break the support line. Therefore, the price bounced off from the support level at 2.55 ringgit. So as for the midterm, according to the chart, the PIE Industrial is on a downtrend after reaching a significant peak between May and also November 2021. So observing through the chart, we successfully identifying the possibility of a bearish flag pattern from March 2022 to the current date of the chart. So the current price level of the bearish flag pattern shows the resistance line above and the support line below. So the support line become resistant, and currently the price still respect the support level and the support line of the flag pattern. And as you can see, the price rally up after touches those confluence area. The EMA 50 days indicator also shows that there is a buy signal because the price closes above the exponential moving average. Then we also use RSI to measure the speed and the change of the price movement of the stocks. So there is no buying signal because the RSI is not below 30 or oversold area.
Thank you for explanation. I will discuss the recommendations about my industry. Firstly, the entry flags may indicate a continuation of the present trend, but it is wise to hold off until the first breakout to prevent a misleading signal. The day after the price has broken through and goes above the upper parallel trend line is personally when traders anticipate entering the flag. The day after the price has closed below the lower parallel trend line in the bearish pattern. Next, our traders often anticipate using the flag patterns opposite hard side as the stop loss level. Finally, a more upbeat strategy will be to calculate the profit objective by dividing the distance between the pattern stop and the flag pole space. For long-term investment, when the head and shoulders pattern is overlaid, a trade can be initiated. The investors must prepare for the trades by writing the entry, stops, and profit goals, as well as any circumstances that will affect the investor profit objective. When the breakthrough occurs, the neckline is broken and a trade is entered. This is the most typical entry point. Another entry point necessitates extra patience and the risk of the move being missed entirely. After a breakthrough has occurred, this method involves waiting for a pullback to the neckline. This is more conservative since we can see that if the pullback ends and the original breakout direction starts, the trade may be lost if the price continues to move in the breakout direction. The profit target for the pattern is determined by the price difference between each shoulders and head and its lowest point. This difference is then deducted from the neckline breakout level at the market peak to generate the downward price objective. The difference is added to the neckline breakout price to create the upward price objective for a market bottom. Now, let's move to the next presenter.
Hi, I'm FAIZ AMRI. In this section, I'll be presenting the technical perspective for consumer product and service sector. So the first company we will analyze is QL Resource Berhad. So as shown in the long-term analysis chart, there is a bearish trend line market structure. So this trend can be drawn by connecting two heights of the price as it continues to fall, and each of the height point plot is lower than the previous height. Right now, the market condition give a clear picture of the current market situation for QL Resource is in a downward slope between June 2020 to June 2022. Next, however, the trend line successfully breaks in June 2022, whereby the breakout point occurs give early awareness for investors regarding the possibility of reversal trend could happen in the future. Right now, the current price is at a resistance level of 5.40 ringgit. As you can see, there is 3 rejection occur, which indicate that the resistance level is very strong and difficult to penetrate. For indicator, EMA 200 EMA give crossover buy signal, while RSI still don't give any overbought signal. For midterm analysis, our team successfully identified a bearish flag pattern starting from November 2021 until current date. So bearish flag pattern formation can be summarized where there is a preceding downtrend which acts as a flag pole and the occurrence of upward sloping consolidation, which is known as a bear flag. So bearish flag pattern act as a resistance in upper line and act as a support in below line. For now, the price is near the resistance level and the upper line flag, which indicate the area of confluence. For indicator 50 EMA also give a crossover by signal, while RSI still don't give any signal. Short-term suggests that the trend is in a bullish condition as the price forming higher low and new higher high from the previous high. We are also able to identify small sideways chart pattern whereby it can be seen in horizontal line that the price is stuck between the resistance at 5.50 and support level at 5.20 ringgit. So in meantime, there is occurrence of bearish engulf at the resistance level. For indicator 220 days MI also give crossover by signal, while RSI still don't give any signal. So for now, price still respect the trend line, the short-term bullish trend line, as it still cannot close below the support level and the trend line. Next, I will explain the technical perspective for power routes. So as you can see in the long-term analysis, it suggests that the stock has reversed its trend from bearish long-term trend line from June 2022 to bullish trend line. So the price has break the downtrend structure at November, whereby the breakout point occurs between February until March 2022. Moreover, price also have formed higher high and higher low after breaking the previous high. So price also make a pullback, hence form a resistance become support. Next, EMA 20 day also suggests crossover by signal. So for now, price still cannot break the nearest resistance level. Next, midterm analysis indicate that the market structure is in a strong bullish trend line whereby it form new higher high and higher low. 50-day EMA also give crossover by signal as the price still moving above the moving average. Next, Bollinger Band also suggests a very strong buy momentum and strong bullish trend for power road stock, as we can see clearly that the price has closed and exceed the Bollinger Band upper line. An exit of the price from an upper band indicates that trend is expected to continue, which is bullish trend. For now, price still cannot pass the nearest resistance level at 1.85 price. For short-term analysis, the market structure currently in a bullish trend line. We also able to identify two support line near the bullish trend line. After reach the support level, the price bounce off and touch the small resistance level at 1.82 ringgit. Next 20 days EMA also give crossover by signal, and MACD indicator also shares some buying interest as the MACD line has crossed above the signal line and is above the zero line. Moreover, there is a bearish divergence show in a MACD whereby a price showing an uptrend line but MACD line making a lower high. So this situation alarming as the current price trend may be weakening. There are two possibilities might occur at QR resource. It either continuation of downtrend or the possibilities of 20%. First, let's take a look at downtrend continuation possibilities. So first, we predict that price will move to below the support of bearish flag pattern. Then price will close and move below and the moving average. So if the price insists to continue its downtrend, it need to break off the supporting trend line, which signals and valid the activation of the bearish flag pattern. Moving on into the next possibilities, we predict that the price could reverse from downtrend to uptrend because long-term analysis suggests that there is a long-term downtrend structure breakout. In addition, 200 days EMA also give crossover by signal. So in order to validate this possibility, the price need to break the nearest resistance level and close above those levels. Next, for power route, our team forecast that the power route stock will continue its bullish trend in the future. In order to do so, the price must penetrate and close above the resistance level at 1.85 ringgit. In addition, the EMA 200 and Bollinger Band also give buy signal. Moreover, Bollinger Band indicates a strong bullish trend as price successfully exit from an upper band line. Thus, we expect the trend will continue and touch the next resistance level at 1.95 if the price break the current resistance level. Moving on to the recommendation for QR resource. For midterm investment focusing on existing investor, we recommend to sell the possessor stock to take advantage in this flag pattern if he or she buy at the support level line. Moreover, for potential investor, if they decide to jump into the medium term investment for this stock, they need to wait and buy the stock when the price reach the support line of flag pattern, or in other ways, if the price successfully close above the resistance level and break the resistance line of flag pattern, the best way to buy the stock is when the price make retracement at the breakout point and set the next resistance level at 5.80 ringgit as the target price. For long-term investment, if the existing investor pause the stock at price between 3 or 4 ringgit, we suggest to hold their stock in the event of the bearish flag pattern fail. For potential investor, we prefer them just to watch out of any potential structural pattern breakout. If bearish flag pattern fail, it could signify by signal. But if the bearish flag pattern valid, the best way is to hold to buy because in the long run, it will continue the downtrend. For power route, the medium term and long term analysis indicate that the stock is in strong bullish momentum. For existing investor, the best way is to hold the stock as the BB, MACD, and MA give a buy signal or sell half of their holding as close resistance level is the best place to take profit if they buy at the bottom price. Next, for potential investor, best time to buy the stock is right now because the price has closed and moved above the Bollinger Band 20 MA. They also can wait the price to touch the MA to minimize the risk. For long-term investment, it will be proper to say that the long-term investor should take this opportunity to buy the stock. The price actually has reversed its trend from bearish trend during the pandemic to bullish trend, which implies that the stock could rise higher and reach pre-pandemic price. For existing investor, if they insist to hold, the best strategy is to make sure that the price could penetrate the current resistance level and form new higher high to confirm the stock could climb higher. Lastly, for potential investor, we recommend to buy the stock as our prediction that the price can reach pre-pandemic price remains strong as the three indicators give a very positive outlook in the long run. That's all from me. Thank you very much.